Hello students, in this class we are talking about some important culture studies theorists. First one is Paul Gilroy. Important works of Paul Gilroy are The Black Atlantic, Modernity and Double Consciousness, published in 1993, and SmallActs. Paul Gilroy is a famous black British historian and writer. His magnum opus is The Black Atlantic. In this work, Paul Gilroy argues that African world was based on slave trade and slavery. This work points towards a cultural political formation made from experience and inheritances of slave trade and plantations. Next important work of Paul Gilroy is SmallActs, which examines sensitivity of African diaspora. So basically, this Paul Gilroy is a black British writer or an historian who wrote against racism. Next one is AniaLoomba. AniaLoomba is also a writer who wrote against colonialism. Important works of AniaLoomba are Colonialism/Post-Colonialism, published in 1998, Race and Colonialism, published in 2002. In her works, AniaLoomba analyzes various discourses related to colonialism, its history, relation of colonialism with literature, and challenges to colonialism. She also examines developments of various anti-colonial discourses. Next important writer of culture studies is GillesDeluze and Guttari. They wrote the famous work Capitalism and Schizophrenia. This GillesDeluze is a French philosopher and Guttari is a psychoanalyst. This work's Capitalism and Schizophrenia belongs to social philosophy and says that modern psychiatry supports capitalism. And they are advising an anti-psychiatric technique called schizoanalysis, which analyzes human beings as desiring machines. This work, Capitalism and Schizophrenia, has two volumes. First volume is AntiOdepus, published in 1972, and the second volume of this work is 1000 Pleatues, published in 1980. In AntiOdepus, they are discussing ideas, psychoanalytical ideas of Lacan, and argues that traditional concepts of structure of personality are used to suppress human emotions and desires, and thus they are indirectly supporting capitalism. So basically, GillesDeluze and Guttari are talking about they're opposing this capitalism, and they says that modern psychiatry is supporting this colonialism the capitalism, and they have developed a technique called schizoanalysis, in which human beings are considered as desiring machines. Next one is JaniceRadway. Janice's most important work is The Institutional Matrix of Romance. It's an essay in the field of cultural studies which analyzes the institutions which produce the genre of romance. So she is basically analyzing the field of romantic writing. In this work, Janice says that increase in readership of romantic novels is due to new marketing strategies and demographics. So this work, The Institutional Matrix of Romance, is an essay written by JaniceRadway. Next important writing of culture studies, we can say that this is the most important writing of culture studies, that is Dialectic of Enlightenment, published in 1947 by TheodoreAdorno and Maxhokhimer. These are first. They are the very first they are the very first practitioners of culture studies, and they belonged to Frankfurt School, which was a group of German intellectuals who togetherly developed the critical theory of society with Marxist influences. One of the most important books written by Adorno and Hoggart is Dialectic of Enlightenment, published in 1947. The first, it's a chapter in this work is Culture Industry, Enlightenment as Mass Deception. In this book, they are discussing their concept of culture industry. They have developed this concept of culture industry, and they also say that popular culture's role in subduing the masses. This culture industry for Adorno and Hoggart is a phenomenon of late capitalism, and it consists of all the products and forms of light entertainment. So these two writers, Adorno and Hoggart, basically says that culture industry is a product of late capitalism, and it has all the features of entertainment industry, like Hollywood. This entertainment ranges from Hollywood films to elevator music. And these two writers believed that these forms of popular culture are designed to satisfy the growing needs of mass capitalist consumers for entertainment. They also used the term culture industry over mass culture in order to make sure that it is not understood as something from the masses themselves. So they basically says that this culture industry is sometimes overriding or overcomes this the very interest of common people. So this Dialectic of Enlightenment is a very important book of culture studies, which was published in 1947 by TheodoreAdorno and Maxhokhimer. Next one is Richard Hoggart's Uses of Literacy, Aspects of Working Class Life, published in 1957. This Richard Hoggart is a British academician who is basically a sociologist also. His important work, Uses of Literacy, is a book written This work examines the influence of mass media in UK. So this is basically this this is analyzing the influence of mass media among the common people of United Kingdom. Next work is Notes on Deconstructing the Popular. This is published in 1981. This work is written by Stuart Hall. He is a British Marxist thinker like Raymond Williams and Richard Hoggart. Stuart Hall is also a founding figure of culture studies. This work, Notes on Deconstructing the Popular, this work gives an account of the development of British popular culture and how it is shaped by social developments. For Hall, people are both consumers and producers of culture. So according to Hall, people are both producing this culture and they are also consuming this culture. And he wrote about this one in the work Notes on Deconstructing the Popular, published in 1981. Next important work in this field is the Disability Studies Reader, published in 1997. And this Disability Studies Reader talks about how disability connects with or intersects with law, medicine, education and media. This book basically says that how this problem of life is going through other aspects of life like law, medicine and education. This work gives reports on history of disability with some positive insights. Thank you.